Hey there, Kelly Mank, Executive Director of BNI Maine. Today I have a super special guest. We have Natalie Denko, who actually won our Power of One award at our gala this year for most visitors. Natalie is with Kennebec Savings Bank and part of BNI Business Leaders. Natalie, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, as Kelly said, I am Natalie Denko, part of BNI Business Leaders, and I am the Southern Market Manager for Kennebec Savings Bank.
Fantastic. And Natalie, you won the award for most visitors. Can you tell us a little bit about how you invite and why you think you're successful inviting?
I love inviting visitors. Our chapter energy is so high. All of BNI chapters are so different. And it's exciting to be the one to be able to introduce them to BNI and what they can get out of it. There's not one visitor I've ever invited that didn't make a connection instantly. And I think that just shows the power of networking and the fact that day one, you're already connecting with someone.
Absolutely. And they are like they're honored, right? They're honored to be invited and to even get that experience. Aren't you amazed about how many business owners have never heard of BNI? Like it's crazy. It's such a
I
small
just I
world.
just had that happen yesterday. I met with a commercial photographer and she said, "I don't know what that is." And I said, "Well, you're going to come visit and see and experience." So
Yeah, that's amazing. Now, how do you invite? How do you find to be the most successful way of inviting?
that's a great question. I think what's really fun is I love networking naturally. So I'm always at events or, I could be just out at a coffee shop. And I often look for the person who, and this is probably a bit of advice I'd give as well as to inviting, is you look for that person who is uncomfortable. They know they need to be there. They have a lot to offer, but they're not
Mhm.
sure how to get started. And walking up to that person and making them feel comfortable, you're going to get a really special story because they're not repeating it 20 times to everyone. They're a fresh new story, and that gets people to really see, how do I network? How do I get my story out there?
That's amazing. I love it because people, you never know how much you're going to change somebody's life. You never know how much you're going to be able to help someone. And, we hear success stories all the time about, I joined 2 years ago and I couldn't even stand up and tell two people what I do. Now I tell 40 people what I do every week. It's fantastic. So if you had to give our listeners and our watchers today, our members, just one piece of advice, what would that be around visitors?
Yeah, I think like what I said about finding that person in the room who's uncomfortable, but also, the untouched resources, the community billboard with business cards on it, or somebody posting an ad, or just running into someone and saying, "Hey, what do you do for work?" "Oh, you're a solo entrepreneur. Have you heard of BNI?" And then all of a sudden their business escalates, you know, tenfold in just a couple of months. And I think just looking for those untapped resources and getting people to understand the BNI power, I think is great.
No, I totally agree. Well, Natalie, I thank you so much for doing this with me today. And for those of you who are listening, if you have not had a one-to-one with Natalie, I highly recommend it. She's busy, but get on her calendar because she knows everyone. She has connections everywhere. Definitely make that happen. So thank you for watching and happy networking.